Welcome back to VanderHoff Field, bottom of the first here between the Forsyth Central Bulldogs and the Dawson County Tigers. We'll give you the batting order here for the homestanding Forsyth Central Bulldogs. Hitting leadoff today, number 3, Thad Hulsey, excuse me. Number 2, Ed Williams, the second base, he's a senior. Number 18, Jeremy Compton, the pitcher, hitting third today. Craig Holland in the cleanup spot. Number 5, the third baseman, a senior. Kerry West in the 5 hole, the first baseman, he is a junior. The DH today, Mike Housewright, a senior. He is hitting for the catcher, Ryan Steed. In the 7th spot, number 15, Trent Samples, a shortstop. Number 21, Chris Dorsey in left field, a sophomore. And number 4, Tyler Thacker, a senior. I can't hear myself right now. And here we have Thad Hulsey coming up to bat. Nothing here in the bottom of the first, as the Central Bulldogs bid to be the first team on the board. Casey, I got nothing. Here is the first pitch to Thad Hulsey, fouled back. Brad May will go get it for the Dawson County Tigers. 0-1 to Thad Hulsey. And there's a base hit for Thad Hulsey. He'll be the first base runner of the day for either team. He's going to try and stretch it into 2 and maybe 3. He makes the third around second base. The cutoff man with the throw, and Hulsey goes into third with a stand-up triple. Great start for the Central Bulldogs, as Ed Williams, the second baseman, will get a chance to drive Hulsey home. Just found that hole between the right fielder and the first baseman, and he was able to run for the entire day all the way to third base without even having to slide. Senior second baseman Ed Williams, number 2, now up to bat for the Central Bulldogs. Corey Gillen, the pitcher for the Dawson County Tigers. He whips strike 1 in there on the right side of the plate, takes it on the far corner away from Ed Williams. Bottom of the first here, Bulldogs bidding to be the first team on the board as Thad Hulsey sits on third base with Ed Williams up to bat. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's going to be 0-2 now to Ed Williams. Basically anything in the outfield here could probably score Thad Hulsey. Gillen gets the sign here. 0-2 pitch. Outside for ball 1.
Hey, don't worry, me strike zone right here, Ed. Don't worry, man. Take it, Brad. Take it, Brad. 1-2.
Ed Williams awaits the 1-2 pitch. Gillen deals. Swing to the right side of the infield. And it's an error here, a throwing error. Ed Williams will stay at first base. Thad Hulsey comes home to make it 1-0 Central Bulldogs. Nice attempt there by Chris Marcotes, the first baseman, to try and stop that. But it was fielded by Kyle Woody, the second baseman, who unfortunately threw it away. Fortunately, if you're a Dawson County fan, I guess. Central Bulldogs get the first run of the game. Ed Williams now will stand at first base, courtesy of an error. And here Jeremy Compton, the pitcher, hitting in the third spot. Not something you see in the majors too much, but pretty common in high school baseball. Nothing. A pitch low by by Corey Gillen. 1-0, the Forsyth Central Bulldogs lead. Pickoff attempt there. Williams gets back to first base. 1-1 the count right now on Jeremy Compton. 1-1 pitch. Inside ball. Ball 2. It's Corey Gillen. Not in a good position right now. No outs, a man on first, 1 run in the bottom of the first. Pickoff attempt again, and he is out. They get Ed Williams, who was able to end up on first base courtesy of an error. Now, that error is essentially erased by a nice pickoff move by Corey Gilland. So the base is all clean again. 2-1 count to Jeremy Compton. Gilland deals outside. 3-1 now. Compton has a chance to get on base without even really having to swing the bat. One pitch on its way. Over the head of Gilland, fielded by Kyle Woody. The throw to second, or throw from second, is a good one this time. 2 outs now for the Dawson County Tigers, which is encouraging for them. It looked like they might end up a lot worse in this inning. Now they have a chance to get out with only giving up 1 run. Got a meeting on the mound here between Corey Gilland and his catcher Brad May. Craig Holland, the cleanup man, the third baseman, the senior for the Forsyth Central Bulldogs, comes to the plate here with 2 outs. The pitch from Gilland. It's a liner to second base. Kyle Woody fields it cleanly, and that is 3 outs. And that will end the first inning. Central Bulldogs up 1-0. We'll be right back on Adelphia 4's Game of the Week.
Come over there first, like you take the horse properly.
There is a theory which holds that the greatest change happens on the edge of chaos. On this fringe lies creativity, risk, revolution. This is television's new frontier. Showtime, no limits.
I don't really need a monitor. Huh? I know. I mean, And welcome back to VanderHoff Field. 1-0. The Forsyth Central Bulldogs lead the Dawson County Tigers, as the Tigers went down in order in the first inning. Corey Gilland, the pitcher, hitting cleanup for the Dawson County Tigers, as Jeremy Compton gets ready to face his mound foe. The 0-0 pitch hit softly towards third, not fielded very well though, and Gilland is safe. Craig Holland had a little trouble with that one. It was kind of a soft liner in the dirt. Wasn't able to get it out cleanly. And Gilland already being lifted for a pinch runner, Ryan Say. Of course, in high school you can do that without having to remove your pitcher from the game. Now up to bat for the Dawson County Tigers, number 45, Pat Hall. He's the designated hitter today. Swing and a miss on strike 1. Hall, one of those players that will match up just a little bit better with a right-handed pitcher, as he is one of the few lefties in either lineup. Second inning here, 1-0. Central Bulldogs in the lead. Ryan Say, the pinch runner at first base for pitcher Corey Gilland. No outs here. 0-1 the count to Pat Hall. Pickoff attempt again. Jeremy Compton not having much success on the pickoff attempts thus far. Say obviously a little more speed than Corey Gilland. That's why he was put into this game right now. 0-1 pitch dealt away. It's a foul ball into foul territory, and it is caught and fielded by Chris Dorsey, the sophomore. Picks up the nice play out there in foul territory in left field. That is 1 out, and the Dawson County Tigers miss an opportunity to advance the runner to second base. Ethan Henson now up to bat for the Dawson County Tigers. They trail 1-0 here, 1 out in the top of the second. Compton with the pitch. Low and away for ball 1. Brian Steed doing a nice job of keeping that one away from being a wild pitch or a pass ball. Pick-off attempt once again. Ryan Say gets back. He's taking a little bit of a lead, but not too much where he's putting himself in danger of being picked off. Compton tries again. Pick-off attempt high, fielded by Kerry West, but Ryan Say gets back once again. Only one base runner thus far for the Dawson County Tigers, and that's on a fielding error by Craig Holland for the Forsyth Central Bulldogs. Ball fouled away by Henson. Makes it a 1-1 count. Of course, one of the reserve players for the Bulldogs will go find that ball so they can use it again. You don't get to keep the souvenirs in high school baseball. Henson with a 1-1 count. Awaits the pitch from Jeremy Compton. Pitch out attempt there. Ryan Steed takes it, but Ryan Say was going nowhere. Ryan Say definitely making the battery men for the Central Bulldogs worry a little bit about his running ability, but has not put himself in a dangerous position yet in terms of leading off too far. The pitch to Henson, fouled towards the right side of the field, fielded by Kerry West. That's 2 outs on 2 pop fouls by the Dawson County Tigers. So they are making contact with the ball, but they are not putting it in a position that can at least advance their runner. So 2 outs now as Chris Marcotte, the first baseman, comes up to the plate for the Dawson County Tigers. Compton with a pickoff attempt once again. Ryan Say going nowhere. Has basically been glued to first base since he was put in as a pinch runner for his pitcher, Corey Gilland. The 0-0 pitch, low and away for ball 1 by Jeremy Compton. 2 gone here on the top of the second. Central Bulldogs lead 1-0 as Thad Hulsey scored after leading off the game with a triple to right field. Definitely a good way to start the season. Always heard that old saying in baseball, you can sometimes tell how the season's going to go by how the first batter does, and if that's any indication for the Bulldogs, they have a lot to look forward to. High and inside pitch. 2-1 the count now. Chris Marcotte with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Ryan Say, the runner at first. 2-1 pitch fouled away. That makes it 2-2. Ryan Say will have to retreat back to first base as he was running on that one. A little hit and run attempt there by the Dawson County Tigers. It might come a little too late now, though, as they've squandered some opportunities after having a man on first with no outs. 2-2 pitch coming up right here. Drilled into center field. We'll see if they can come up with it. An easy play there as Thad Hulsey, the senior center fielder, pulls that one in. So nothing doing for the Dawson County Tigers in the top of the second. We'll take a break and be right back with Adelphia 4's Game of the Week.
Hello, sir. Are you paying too much for your long distance?
No.
We have the cheapest rates available.
All the time?
From 9 p.m. to 4 a.m., we have special nightly rates.
I have to go up there at 9 o'clock.
During that time you only paid 14 cents a minute for all calls over 20 minutes.
That's not fair. Don't like one more road.
Can I speak to your mommy?
Adelphia, simple, affordable, long distance.
Well, I need to talk to your mommy.
And welcome back to VanderHoff Field. Bottom of the second here between the Forsyth Central Bulldogs and the Dawson County Tigers. Eric Rice here bringing you the action from VanderHoff Field, as the Bulldogs have looked pretty sharp, save for one error on defense, and have also looked pretty sharp on offense. Thad Hulsey playing a nice game defensively in center field and also leading off the game with a triple. He has the Bulldogs' only run. Coming to the plate here for the Bulldogs, the first baseman, number 12, Kerry West, in the 5-hole, a junior. Still facing Corey Gillen on the mound, after he was pulled for a pinch runner after reaching as the only base runner for the Tigers so far on an error. The 1-0 pitch, called a strike by the home plate umpire. Makes it 1-1 now to Kerry West. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Sidearm delivery by Gilland. In there for a strike. Changing up his delivery a little bit to throw Kerry West off, and it worked. One-two pitch, high, just a little high across the plate, but right at about the same level with Kerry West's eyes, so not going to get that call from the umpire today. 2-2 now, no outs to the bottom of the second. 2-2 offering outside by Gillen, so a full count now coming up for Kerry West as Gillen gets ready with the payoff pitch. Full count pitch coming on its way. Swing and a miss. Kerry West strikes out for the first out of the bottom of the second. Now Mike Housewright, the senior designated hitter, will have a chance to take his cuts against Corey Gilland, who's really, except for one pitch, pitched a pretty nice game so far. Of course, that pitch being a triple to Thad Hulsey. And the run scored thanks to an error. Off-speed pitch. Inside for strike one. Gilling busting out every pitch in his repertoire here in the first two innings. 0-1 with one out. Breaking ball outside for strike two on Mike Housewright. One nothing if you just joined us in the bottom of the second. Mike Housewright at the plate for the Forsyth Central Bulldogs. Corey Gillen pitching for the Dawson County Tigers. 0-2 pitch outside for ball one. Tried to put the ball in the same location that gave him his second strike of this pitching series here. Now it is 1-2 with one out to Mike Housewright. 1-2 pitch on its way outside for ball two.
Come on, Mike. Let's go now.
2-2 the count now to Mike Housewright, the designated hitter for Ryan Steed, the catcher. Drops it in there for strike three. Housewright looked like he thought it was heading for him as he ducked out of the way of the pitch, but it broke back in for strike three. So 2 outs now on the Forsyth Central Bulldogs as Trent Samples, the junior shortstop, approaches the plate. No base runners this inning for the Central Bulldogs. Gillen with the pitch, low and inside for ball one. Bulldogs lead 1-0 right now. Thad Hulsey with the only run after leading off the game with a triple of all kinds of all hits. As rare as triples are, it's even rarer to see one on the first hit of the first game of the first season, of the beginning of the season, excuse me. 1-0 the count. Sidearm delivery outside, or inside, excuse me, by Corey Gillen. That makes it 2-0 count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Simples awaits the 2-0 pitch, fouls it away towards the Adelphia production van. Thankfully doesn't hit it. That makes it 2-1 now on Samples. 2-2 actually. Ball outside. Full count coming up now. Scoreboard says 3-1, but the home plate umpires signaling a full count. Full count delivery. Up the middle, ball fielded at second base, or excuse me, it's short. In the dirt once again. Trent Samples will be on courtesy of a throwing error by Nick Dye. The middle infielders for the Dawson County Tigers having a little trouble today getting that ball to the first baseman. So the Bulldogs stay alive here in the bottom of the second as Chris Dorsey, the left fielder, who made a nice play on a pop foul in the top of the second, will come to the plate to face Corey Gillen. That is the second error of the day on the Dawson County Tigers, the third for both teams combined. Pickoff attempt. Trent Samples gets back. He was caught a little off guard by that attempt by Corey Gillen. Needless to say, he'll pay a little more attention next time, as there's another quick pickoff attempt by Corey Gillen. Chris Dorsey's been standing at home plate for a while, but has yet to see a pitch. Now here it comes. First pitch too low, ball 1. Chris Dorsey ahead in the count here from a hitter's standpoint. Pickoff attempt again. Goes after Trent Samples. As the Bulldogs try and put some more runs on the board here. The 1-0 pitch to Dorsey. Gets in there for strike 1, and Trent Samples steals second. The throw took a hop in the dirt, got there just a step too late. Samples was able to slide in basically uncontested. 1-1 now is the count on Chris Dorsey. As Brad, May, and Corey Gillen have a brief conference at the pitcher's mound.
Chris, come on now. Deeper, Trent.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch.
Come on.
Hit to Kyle Woody at second. The throw this time on target for the third out.
Pick him up.
And the Central Bulldogs get one man on base courtesy of an error, but now will take the field on defense, leading 1-0 as we head into the top of the third. We'll be right back on Adelphia 4's Game of the Week.
It is about balancing our choices between the gray of the concrete jungle and the stunning beauty of the real one, between the stoic facade of granite and the fury of the canyon. It's why there's EarthShare, the simple way to find balance. EarthShare is the workplace giving program bringing the leading environmental groups under one umbrella. Support EarthShare, support them all. EarthShare. Please ask your employer about workplace giving. To learn more, visit our website.
And welcome back to VanderHoff Field, top of the third. Ready to commence here. The Bulldogs up 1-0 on the Dawson County Tigers. Tigers with only one base runner thus far today, and that is on a fielding error in the top of the second. So thus far the Bulldogs doing a good job of keeping the Tigers from threatening to score any runs. It looks like we've got the Tigers ready to take their swings here in the top of the third as Nick Dye, the shortstop for the Dawson County Tigers, approaches the plate. We've only seen one left-hander thus far today, so definitely the pitcher's in an advantage in that respect. The first pitch from Jeremy Compton, low for ball one. One nothing the score. If you just joined us, the Bulldogs in control. Ball one offered, fielded by Craig Holland. The throw to first. Kerry West takes that one, and Nick Dye goes out. 5-3. The put out there if you're scoring at home, which I'm sure you are. One out here in the bottom of the third, top of the third, excuse me, for the Dawson County Tigers, and Kyle Woody follows his middle infield mate in the 9 spot. Checked his swing there, and they appeal to the first base umpire, and they say he did not go around. So ball one there from Jeremy Compton. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball low for 2-0. Missed just a little low there. Compton finds himself in a 2-0 deficit. Deep into left field, the hit. It's going to go over the head of Chris Dorsey. And Kyle Woody, the 9-hole hitter, gives the first hit of the day for the Dawson County Tigers. A stand-up double. Getting their first hit from an unexpected source there as he knocked that ball into left field. Almost went over the fence onto Spot Road. And I think the cars that are passing by are glad that it didn't. So a man on second with one out in the top of the third now for the Dawson County Tigers. Back to the top of the order, Stephen Pritchett, the center fielder, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Comes to the plate, hits it into the hole between third and second. Holland fields it, throws it. An attempt made for third base. The throw was on time, so Pritchett is out. The bad news, though, is Kyle Woody moves to third, so they need to get the put out here with 2 outs in the top of the third. Otherwise, Woody will be making his way towards home plate to tie this game up. Compton with the pitch. In the dirt, Brad May, the number 2 hitter, tells Kyle Woody to hold up at third base as Ryan Steed does a nice job of keeping that ball in front of him. 1-0 the count now on Brad May. Compton with the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball right across the middle of the plate for strike one. Dropped that in right in front of Brad May. So all even here at 1-all. In the count, that is. 1-0 in the game. The Bulldogs in the lead. Compton with the 1-1 pitch inside for ball 2. Went with the fastball there, and it trailed away from him. So 2-1 now with 2 outs here in the third. Compton with the pitch. Ball fielded by the shortstop to Kerry West. And he is out. The coaches for Dawson County were hoping for a break there, but a nice throw by Trent Samples gets Brad May out, and that ends the third, the top of the third, for the Dawson County Tigers. The Bulldogs will get their chance in this inning when we come back on Adelphia 4's Game of the Week.
Technology is amazing, but we at Adelphia will never be blinded by its brilliance as long as we keep sight of our objective, your complete satisfaction. Our representatives are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, working hard towards our goal of 100% customer satisfaction. We also stand behind our on-time guarantee. If we're late for an installation, it's free. So whenever you need us, we'll be there for you. Adelphia, your link for everything.
And, excuse me. Let's try that again. And welcome back to VanderHoff Field. Bottom of the third coming up for the Forsyth Central Bulldogs. Leading 1-0. The Dawson County Tigers threatened in the top half of this inning as they had Kyle Woody on third base with 2 outs. But Brad May grounded out to Trent Samples. And that ended that inning and ended that threat. So the Bulldogs hold tight with a 1-0 lead. Going into the bottom of the third. Due up for them in this inning, Tyler Thacker, Thad Hulsey, and Ed Williams. So the 9-hole hitter, the leadoff hitter, and the number 2 hitter coming up here for the Bulldogs. Thacker's first trip to the plate today. As safe for 3 base runners, the Bulldogs have gone down relatively quietly today. Thacker thinks about the bunt. They say he went for it even though the ball was in the dirt. It's a nice little gift for Corey Gilland as he gets an 0-1 count to work with now. As Thacker steps back into the box. The 0-1 pitch from Gilland. Inside breaking ball for strike 2. A nice pitch by Gilland once again using that breaking ball to cross up the Central batters today. 0-2 the count now. Thacker in a hole. Sidearm delivery popped high into the infield. And we'll see who comes up with it. A little bit of a confusion, and it looks like the first baseman for the Tigers came away with it. That's Chris Marcotte collided with his pitcher there. It looks like we have a little bit of an injury here now on Corey Gilland. Gilland was tracking the ball and looked like Marcotte called him off, but Thacker panicked as the ball looked like it might drop in between 4 Dawson County defenders and ended up causing a collision between he and his first baseman. Looks like he's just a little shaken up. He's going to go back towards the mound and be all right. Unfortunately for the Central Bulldogs, because he's been pitching a pretty nice game today, only giving up 1 hit in 2 1/3 innings pitched. Thad Hulsey back, hitting left-handed this time up. The few left-handed batters for the Central Bulldogs. Only hit of the day for the Bulldogs as well, a leadoff triple. Senior center fielder, hoping he can ignite some sort of scoring rally here. Ball in the dirt for the first ball of this count. 1-1 now on Thad Hulsey. One of the few hitters who has an advantage here on the right-handed pitcher. 1-1 pitch fouled away into the parking lot. Hopefully everyone's car is okay.
Hey, don't let him in the strike zone right here. Don't give up on a pitch.
1-2 the count now on Hulsey. Gillen with the 1-2 pitch on the way. High and away for 2. Ball 2. 2-2 now the count to Thad Hulsey, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a triple. Also scored the only run of the game, courtesy of a throwing error by Kyle Woody, the second baseman for the Dawson County Tigers. Ball fouled into the dirt. Count stays at 2-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Pretty much a pitcher's duel thus far between Gillen and Compton. 2-2 pitch away. That sidearm delivery once again from Gillen, a la David Cohn, who has been known to drop down to that sidearm delivery every once in a while, or was before he faded late in his career. Full count pitch offered to Hulsey, fouls it into the dirt. So they'll try this one again at 3-2 with 1 out.
1 out, got that.
Hulsey with a chance to get on base for the second time today. Gillen awaits the signal. Now we have time called by Halsey, as thought Gillen was taking a little too long. So we'll wind up and hurl it again inside for ball 4. Just missed the inside corner. And Halsey will take his place at first base after a base on ball. So he sticks at 1-1 for the day. A triple and a walk. Ed Williams, who reached on an error in the first inning, will come to the plate now. Sadly was picked off stealing right after he got on base with the error. Pick-off attempt by Gillen. Halsey gets back.
Come on, Ed.
Pick-off attempt again. A beautiful day for baseball here. Out on Spot Road from VanderHoff Field. Steal attempt by Halsey. May can't come up with the pitch.
Hey, it's 0-0. It's 0-0, and that's what you want.
And Halsey picks up a stolen base. Second stolen base of the day for the Bulldogs. Trent Samples got one earlier. And that puts a man at second base for Ed Williams here with one out in the bottom of the third.
Hey, you're deep. You're deep. Ground ball. At your behind you get here. At your behind you get here. Make the line drive, set out.
Unbelievable that the weather is as nice as it is for this baseball game, considering how cold it was a couple days ago. As I mentioned, the Bulldogs, of course, attempted a first game of the season last week, but it was canceled due to the cold weather. And now they get to line it up. This weather, of course, much more conducive to baseball here, as Coach Long will meet with Ed Williams along the third baseline.
They can get through over here. Hey, you know where you're tagging. Hey, Ed, come on, Ed. Hey, don't let him spin on you right here, Ted.
Corey Gillen now back at the mound with a 1-1 pitch on the way for Ed Williams. In the dirt for ball 2. Halsey really providing a nice offensive spark for the Bulldogs so far today. It's just the rest of the team's job to try and get him home. 2-1 now. They'll have 2 outs to work with to try and get Halsey to home plate. Swing and a miss by Ed Williams for strike 2. Gillen trying to get out of trouble here. Really, this would be pitching a nice game if it weren't for Thad Halsey right now. 2-2 pitch on its way. Outside, gets away from Brad May, and Halsey will walk into third base. And pretty much right back where we started at the beginning of this game, with Halsey at third and Ed Williams at the plate. Really the first bad pitch by Gillen all day. And that moves Halsey into scoring position. Now Ed Williams basically could just try and knock this into the outfield to bring Halsey home and give the Bulldogs a 2-0 lead. Bottom of the third. 1-0, the Bulldogs in front of the Dawson County Tigers. Gillen with the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss by Ed Williams. And he will... That was strike 3. Ed Williams wasn't sure, but it was. That's 2 outs now. Jeremy Compton, the pitcher, will have a chance to help himself here with 2 outs as he comes to the plate to face his mound foe. Halsey takes his lead at third base. It's a short lead. The 0-0 pitch to Compton, low in the dirt for ball 1.
Jeremy, get something you like right here. Come on, Al. Little movement going up there, 18.
Theoretically, Gillen could throw 8 straight horrible pitches, all for balls, and still not surrender a run. Might be of a little comfort for him, but he decides to throw a strike there, and Compton swings and misses for strike 1. 1-1 with 2 outs now. Hoping not to strand Thad Halsey at third base here with the bottom of the third, trying to add to this 1-0 lead. Gillen gets the signal from Brad May. The stretch and the pitch, and they say he went around. Unfortunately, he can't appeal the first base umpires. He has moved to the middle of the infield right now. Of course, in high school, only 2 umpires, so that guy out there in the infield has a lot of work to do. 2-2 pitch to Jeremy Compton. And they say it was a strike, painted the corner for strike 3. And the Bulldogs will sit down in the bottom of the 3rd. The Dawson County Tigers will come up to start the 4th inning when we come back on Adelphia 4's Game of the Week.
Each year, cable theft costs the cable industry $6 billion in lost revenue, meaning a higher cable bill for you, the honest subscriber. Now you can fight cable theft by logging on to cabletheft.com. At cabletheft.com, you can anonymously report someone you know is stealing cable. After all, you pay for cable. Why shouldn't they? Report cable theft anonymously. Visit cabletheft.com.
I'm principal of a new kind of...
And welcome back to VanderHoff Field. Getting ready to start off the 4th inning here between the Forsyth Central Bulldogs and the Dawson County Tigers. The Bulldogs leading 1-0. Thad Halsey has been the story so far today for the Bulldogs, as he has reached base twice, once on a walk, once on a triple. He stole second when he walked and ended up at third base courtesy of a wild pitch. Wasn't able to get home that time, but he really has been the main offensive threat, for lack of a better term, for the Central Bulldogs today. Pretty much a pitcher's duel so far, though, between Jeremy Compton and Corey Gillen, save for a few errors and a few walks here and there. Have both pitched pretty nice games. Due up here in the top of the 4th for the Dawson County Tigers, we have Shelton Townley, the pitcher, Corey Gillen, and Pat Hall, the designated hitter. Townley finishing up his warm-up swings. Compton finishes up his warm-up tosses here as we come to the plate. The first offering by Compton, high inside for ball 1. 1-0, the Forsyth Central Bulldogs leading the Dawson County Tigers in the first game of the year for the Bulldogs from VanderHoff Field. A nice picturesque setting right behind the outfield fence on Spot Road. Ball hit towards third. Holland cannot come up with it, gets it to West, but Townley beats the throw. Probably will rule that one an error, as Holland had a chance to field that one cleanly but could not do it. Unfortunately for him, that will be his second error of the day. So man on first now for the Tigers, as Corey Gillen gets a chance to help himself as he comes up, hitting in the clean-up spot, not the leadoff, but that cleanup and leadoff mixed up right there. Jeremy Compton with the 0-0 offering. Ball hit right past Compton into center field. Halsey gets it and throws it to third. Holland fields it. Townley only able to advance to second base, and Halsey with a nice throw. Able to keep him there, keep him honest. Unfortunately now, though, the Dawson County Tigers with 2 men on, no outs. A nice hit there by Corey Gillen. It looks like we have Ryan Say in once again as a pinch runner, as Pat Hall, the designated hitter, who is actually hitting for the right fielder, Alex Tatum. So interesting uses of the designated hitter today in this game. The lefty awaits Compton's 0-0 delivery. Paints the outside corner for ball 1. Compton did a good job of going away from the left-handed hitter there, which is something that any good righty needs to learn. 1-0, the Bulldogs up here. 2 men on, though. The Tigers threatening in the top of the 4th. 0-1 delivery outside for ball 1. Tried to go right back to that same spot, but just missed it this time. Hall awaits the pitch. Ropes it into left field. Nice play, though, in left field there by Chris Dorsey. Keeps the runners in place. Looked like he may have over-pursued it, but was able to pull it in. So Pat Hall gets the first out of the inning for the Dawson County Tigers. And that will bring Ethan Henson to the plate. With one gone here, the Bulldogs have a chance to pull off a double play here. They are playing at double play depth. Trying to keep Townley from taking too big of a lead at second base. Compton with the 0-0 pitch. Roped into right field. And he picked it away. The runner tags, heads to third. A nice throw there by Tyler Thacker from right field. Made a nice play on right and a nice throw. They try to appeal, saying Townley did not tag up, so that's a quick 2 outs. 2 balls that look like they might be dangerous. And the outfield for the Bulldogs doing a nice job on defense. Chris Marcotte, the last hope of the inning now for the Tigers, does have a man at third, so a base hit would score a run. So Ryan Steed will go out to the dugout to actually just stand right in front of home plate to signal some strategy to his pitcher, Jeremy Compton. Ethan Henson, the left fielder, 0 for 1 for the day. Pickoff attempt there on Ryan Say, who has come in as a pinch runner twice, but really hasn't done much running, as his job description would indicate, as he's been left stranded at first base once already. It looks like maybe twice here if Compton can get out of this. Ball popped into shallow center. Fielded cleanly by the second baseman. That's Ed Williams, and that will do it for the Tigers. So the Central Bulldogs get out of a jam here in the top of the fourth. And they'll try and see if they can put the Tigers in a jam when we come back on Adelphia 4's Game of the Week.
I'm principal of a new kind of public school. It's open up to 15 hours a day, year-round. It has loads of academic, cultural, and recreational activities. We have medical and dental services right here. Our teachers have more time to teach. Our students are better prepared to learn. There's just one problem. We can't get the kids to go home.
Find out how your school can be more like this one. Call 1-877-LOVE-TO-LEARN.
And welcome back to VanderHoff Field. Picturesque VanderHoff Field, I should say, right off of Spot Road. You got the rolling hills of central Forsyth County rising up in the background right behind the outfield fence. A late afternoon game, beautiful day for baseball here between the Central Bulldogs and the Dawson County Tigers. The Bulldogs up 1-0 here. Going to the bottom of the fourth. They will try and put a few more runs on the board as Craig Holland, the cleanup hitter, comes to the plate for the Bulldogs. He's committed 2 errors at third as we begin the bottom of the fourth. 0-0 offering inside and high by Corey Gillen. Craig Holland with a chance here to make amends for his defensive lapses today. 2-0 now, the count on Craig Holland as that pitch trails high and away. Bulldogs scored their first run, the only run of this game, quickly as Thad Halsey led off the game with a triple and scored on an error by Kyle Woody, the second baseman for the Tigers, and nothing really has come near the plate since then. 3-0 now, the count on Craig Holland as he gets a chance possibly to get on base without having to swing the bat once. 3-0 pitch by Gillen. High for ball 4. Had a chance basically just to drop a A weak fastball across the plate for strike one, chose not to do it. And that will put Holland on first base. As Coach Jim Pruitt for the Dawson County Tigers looks like he's going to make a change here. Yep, Gillen is done for the day. He will move out to left field. And the left fielder for the Dawson County Tigers will come in to pitch. That's Ethan Henson. So we have a little bit of a break in the action here. Henson will take some warm-up pitches. So we'll keep it right here, though. Coach Long will consult with Craig Holland, gives him a chance to head over there and head back to first base, where he'll be further instructed by assistant coach Charles Kicker. One nothing in the bottom of the fourth. The Dawson County Tigers make a pitching change. It looked like Gillen was starting to struggle a little bit. He walked Holland on 4 straight pitches, none of which really came close to home plate, so they made the decision to make the move right here to hopefully prevent any further damage. Hanson a righty as well here too, so really not a change in the strategy in that respect. As he moves in from left field, and that's where we see Corey Gillen take his place now. Always makes high school baseball a lot of fun as you can move people freely between the pitcher's mound and left field and put in pinch runners for the pitcher and still keep the pitcher back in. Due up to bat here in the 5-hole for the Forsyth Central Bulldogs as Henson finishes his warm-up tosses is Ethan Henson, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Henson's first attempt at a pitch, high for ball 1, not much better than Gillen's last attempt. Craig Holland at first base for the Central Bulldogs takes his lead. Henson with a pickoff attempt. Dropped by Chris Marcotte, but doesn't stray too far from first base, so no chance there for Holland to advance. .1-0 pitch by Henson. Holland on the move. The throw by Brad May trails away from the second baseman, and Holland steals second. May got the ball there on time, but just a little too far away from second base for Carl Whitty to do anything about Craig Holland. So Holland now sits at second base with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. A nice chance here for the Bulldogs to get some more runs. West squares to bunt, fouls it back in the general direction of our broadcast area. If it had snuck over the wall, it would have hit me in the head, which I really don't want to happen. So that makes it 1-1 now with no outs. We'll see if West decides to try and bunt again here. Fouled it off the tip of his bat last time, and he squares to bunt once again. Holland waits for the pitch there. It's high. It's too high there, and Kerry West pulls back the bunt, makes it 2-1. Another chance for Holland here to lay down and bunt. For West to lay down and bunt and move Holland to third base. West squaring to bunt. The fielders sneak in for the Tigers. A nice bunt. Holland moves on to third. Kerry West will get credit for the sacrifice. And that gives the Bulldogs a man on third with 1 out in the inning. And Mike Housewright, the designated hitter, this is his job to hit. He is now at the plate, has a chance to pick up an RBI here in the person of Craig Holland. Henson will go from the wind here. His first pitch, swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Mike Housewright goes right through the breaking pitch for strike 1. Now we have an umpires conference. Exactly what they're discussing here. They have everything figured out. The officials move back into position. And await the 0-1 pitch to Mike Housewright from Ethan Henson. The wind and the pitch in the dirt. Brad May saves it though. That makes it 1-all on the count. Brad May did a good job of preventing a run right there. Eric Rice here with you from VanderHoff Field. The Central Bulldogs kicking off their season against the Dawson County Tigers today. Ethan Henson with the 1-1 pitch in the dirt away. Holland heading for home, will slide in, safe. Henson made a nice attempt at trying to stop him from crossing home plate. But that ball was just a little too far away from the backstop. That makes it 2-0 now. The Central Bulldogs in the lead. Housewright didn't have to really do anything there to get Holland home. He let Henson do all the work. That makes it 2-1 now, though. Mike Housewright with the advantage here in the count. Pitch from Henson in the dirt once again. Starting to make Coach Pruitt's choice to change pitchers look like a bad one right now. He pulled Corey Gillen, after he walked a man on 4 straight, but had only given up 1 run through 3 innings. And Henson has come in, and now he walks Mike Housewright to first base, and threw 2 straight wild pitches, one which scored Craig Holland. So Henson having a little trouble here, and Gillen standing out in left field,
Mike, you got 1 out.
Thinking he probably could have done a better job. One out. Bottom of the 4th here. The Central Bulldogs up 2-0. As Trent Samples, the shortstop, approaches the plate, reached on a walk in the 3rd inning. Also stole second. Mike Housewright takes his lead from first base. Henson from the stretch. The pitch for strike 1, a steal attempt by Housewright. Ball goes into left field. Housewright thinks about moving on to third, but the shortstop, Nick Dye, able to chase that one down and prevent Housewright from moving any further. They've been running on Brad May all day long today, and unfortunately has not responded. As I say once again, unfortunately, if you're a Dawson County Tigers fan, but since most of you watching this live in Forsyth County, I would assume that you're pulling for the Bulldogs. Henson with a slow breaking ball for ball 1 on Trent Samples. 1-1 the count.
Good secondary, get a good secondary.
Mike Housewright at second base after a steal attempt. 4th stolen base today for the Bulldogs. Samples gets a hold of this one. It's going to go into shallow right field. Ball dropped there by the right fielder. Alex Tatum can't come up with it. Trent Samples into second base. Mike Housewright only goes to third, though. So another error there for the Dawson County Tigers, as Alex Tatum, who is being designated hit for today, had all the designated hitter in for Alex Tatum, and now makes it look like Alex Tatum is in for defensive purposes, but doesn't show that to be true right there, as he commits an error in the outfield. Give the Bulldogs men on second and third with 1 out. Wild pitch there by Ethan Henson. Mike Housewright will come home. Trent Samples will move to third. The Tigers really just becoming their own worst enemy here in the bottom of the 4th. It's Chris Dorsey at the plate now for the Central Bulldogs. Looks like we're going to have another mound conference here. For the Dawson County Tigers, 3-0 now. The Bulldogs in front. 2 of those runs have been scored on wild pitches, the other one on an error. So all of these runs today by the Dawson County Tigers are unearned. We'll take a break right here as the Tigers are taking their time at the mound. We'll be right back in the middle of the 4th inning. Actually, it's still in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Need for Speed.
The Saturday Night New Classics. Movies so powerful they're a part of you. With all the great lines you know word for word.
You telling me you built a time machine? Come on. Shut up, kid! There's no crying in face!
I'm no fire. You're right. Come on, man.
Your life's going down the toilet!
Every Saturday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific, remember why you love movies with the Saturday Night New Classics only on TNT.
And we're back. The Tigers, out of their mound huddle, have not responded very well. Ethan Henson with 2 straight balls makes it 3-1 now. 3-0, excuse me, the count on Chris Dorsey. 3-0 pitch, and Dorsey will take first base. Henson has not provided much relief as a relief pitcher for the Dawson County Tigers today, as he's allowed 2 runs and now has men on first and second with 1 out as Tyler Thacker comes to the plate. Thad Halsey moves into the on-deck circle. Pickoff attempt. Chris Dorsey gets back.
Now get a good pitch. Make it be real good.
Chris Dorsey, the sophomore, at first. At third, Trent Samples, the junior shortstop. 3-0 the score here. The Bulldogs out in front in the bottom of the 4th. It's Tyler Thacker, the senior right fielder, hoping to add to that lead here. The offering outside for strike 1. They try and bait Trent Samples into a pickoff, trying to get him caught in a rundown, but it doesn't work. However, Dorsey moves to second. It looks like that might be a fielder's choice, though. I don't know if they would give him credit for stolen bases. Really made no attempt to go after Chris Dorsey on the steal attempt. Pitch outside for ball 2.
Come on, be ready to hit right here. Chris, read him
Actually,
on the
ball
ground.
1 the count. Henson from the stretch, the pitch, high pop foul. Will fall into a vacant area between the fans and roll back down the field. It'll be an easy retrieval for the Central Bulldogs.
Foul ball's over there, you're tagging.
A 1-2 count now on Tyler Thacker. Only 1 out, though, here in the bottom of the 4th. Thacker ropes it into left field. It's going to be enough to score the runner, though. Fielded by Corey Gillen.
Good job, Chris, good job.
A nice sac fly there. Trent Samples comes home. Tyler Thacker with the sac fly into left field. Chris Dorsey moves to third. So man on third with 2 outs, and Thad Halsey, who up until this inning had been the only offense really today for the Bulldogs, will come to the plate. 4-0 now, the Bulldogs in the lead. They've scored 3 runs in this inning, really without the benefit of a hit. Mostly on walks and sac flies and wild pitches and things of that nature. Strike 1 to Thad Halsey, the lefty leadoff man for the Central Bulldogs. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a triple and a walk. In the hole early here, 0-1. Hanson goes inside, almost hits Halsey. Halsey gets away from it, and that makes it 1-1
Come on now. Hey, bear down right here. Come on, 3.
for the senior center fielder. Henson's 1-1 pitch on its way. Low and inside, pickoff attempt goes over the head of the third baseman. Gillen fields it, throws it to home, but Dorsey's going to score and make it 5-0. And the Tigers have just made too many mistakes in this inning. That makes it 2-1 now, as we will change baseballs.
Right here. Right here. Okay.
Brad May trying a little too hard to get Chris Dorsey out.
Right here. Come back.
Comes back to haunt him. So the base is empty now for Thad Halsey. No more RBI attempt for him. 2-1 pitch, and they say it hit Thad Halsey, and he will take first base. So Thad Halsey moves to first. Probably expect him to steal here, as they've been using Brad May all day. Ed Williams, who's 0 for 1 on the day, reached on an error. in the first inning.
Moving on contact.
Halsey gets back after the pickoff attempt. Halsey takes his lead. Henson deals. Ball fouled away by Ed Williams. Didn't look like Halsey was going to make an attempt to steal there, but as I said, Brad May has not shown himself capable of throwing anyone out today, so why not? Two outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Add Halsey at first base. Ed Williams the batter right now. Halsey goes. Brad May with the throw. Nice throw. He is safe though. A really nice throw by Brad May that time, but Halsey got a little too good of a jump there for him. Halsey with his second stolen base of the day. 1-1 the count here for Ed Williams. Pitch by Henson. Williams into left field, a base hit. That's going to score Halsey the first RBI, or the first base hit RBI of the inning. Williams goes for the double, a head first slide. He is safe. He gets a nice double there for himself with two outs in the bottom of the fourth. He picks up an RBI in the person of Thad Halsey. Only the second RBI of the inning for the Bulldogs. The first one, Tyler Thacker with a sac fly into left field. Ball to second base. Attempted, fielded by Kyle Woody. Jeremy Compton safe. A bad throw by Woody. Ed Williams scores all the way from second base. And that makes it 7-0 now. Bulldogs out in front here in the bottom of the fourth. And here comes Craig Holland to the plate, who, if I remember, as long as this innings lasted, I believe hit once already in this inning. Jeremy Compton at first, the pickoff attempt. No good. Henson deals to Holland. Inside for ball one. Looked like it might have been a little high, but the umpire saw differently. It's strike one on Craig Holland. And here goes a steal attempt by the pinch runner there. That actually was in the pinch run, number 10, Kyle Kinsey. And mercifully, this inning ends for the Dawson County Tigers. They are now in a deep 7-0 hole, though. As we go to break, we'll be right back for the top of the fifth on Adelphia 4's Game of the Week.
Explosions on pipe is plummeting on the impact of not pressing all the way from coming out of the south. These railings on the Palestinian